All right. Well, y'all know that I like to pre-plan everything that I possibly can to as perfect as I can so I can see things that I didn't think about or that jump out at me. And we will be working on these stairs possibly even tomorrow. And so I wanted to look at these closely because when I first thought about it, we were just going to put the treads inside the stringers. But then once I added all the right hardware, looks like we're going to have to drill some recess holes to let the bolt heads sink in. And I just spoke with the builder, and he's like, oh, yeah, that's not a problem. So here's what it looks like. This is why I like SketchUp. I can see everything. And what we'll do is we'll just take these TA10Zs and center them on each tread, pop a Sharpie mark on them, and then take a paddle bit big enough to fit the wow, I got dogs going crazy behind me. Um, fit the heads recessed in there. We'll add some more treatment, and then that'll take the gap down to about the size of like this one here. This one's actually tight against the they call them stair angles. I don't know, cleats, whatever. And that just leaves a pretty small gap that we could probably put some Lexel or something in there that would last, just to keep the rain out. This is 5/16. It looks huge on the computer. But yeah, I'd rather have it tied up against the Simpson metal. So that's the plan. I'm telling you what, if you haven't figured out how to use SketchUp, man, I was so stubborn against SketchUp because it didn't make sense to me. And so I was challenged and I accepted the challenge. And man, I love it. You draw exactly real world dimensions and you get real world answers. So I'm going to give everybody a free gift. So check this out. I did this first in Excel for all you guys on Windows. And then I did it in numbers just to see if Apple had caught up with their equation writing as good as Windows. So the client mentioned that his final decking is not going to be 5/4 or 1 inch. It's going to be 3/4. So I had to shrink that down. You'll see here 133.125. And I'm normally a feet and inches kind of guy, but just for calculation purposes, it's easier to start with just inches, decimal inches. But over in this column here where it says FIS, that's feet, inches, and 16th. And I do that on both. What I like about the Apple product is their spreadsheets are a bunch of tables. And so I can put this next to this, fit it into a sheet better so that I can print it. When you look at the Microsoft, their whole grid is one giant grid or spreadsheet. And so it's not as easy to take this and put it over beside it. You can't just grab it and drag it. You'd have to copy and paste and realign all the columns and stuff. In Mac, these tables are loose. They can go wherever they want. So that's kind of cool. But I'm going to show you. Let's change this one up so that we make sure we're talking the same. Whoops, didn't really want to do that. All right, you ready? I'm going to go 132.875. And you'll see all those numbers, everything changed. And then I'm going to go 18 for number of treads, or actually number of risers. And the tread will stay at 10.5. Now we can look at the numbers. And on the Mac one, I made it go to like a stupid number of decimal places because when you're using CAD and you want to offset one to the next, to the next, to the next, the more accurate you can get, the more accurate when you're 25 items down the offset you will be. And that's the only reason those are really long. So yeah, 35.11, 35.10. Yeah, so 35.11 rounded. So, oh, you know what? I don't believe I have an order length. And since I went from 19 to 18, I have too many of these. So that makes sense. So, yeah, these two. That's where you would have to pay attention. I haven't really figured out how to fix that. Where is this going? C6 ready. Oh, I know what I did. That totally makes sense. I I took whatever the longest length was and I added 2 feet. That's what this equation says. Added 24. And this one is missing one. So I'm going to bring that down. There we go. So the original height was 11 foot 1 and an eighth, I believe. And I had to take a half inch off. So, yeah, there we go. So, anyways, you could see that it's not 100% fully automated. You have to have a brain to think about it and go, man, is that even right? But I don't think I have 19 diagonals either. But that's okay. So here's what you would do is if the numbers go higher than you need, once you lay it out, you start counting. See, all these numbers are perfectly matching. You lay out your stringer and you count. And when you get from the top down 18 treads, which happens to be 18 risers. Normally, when you're cutting stringers, you have one less tread than riser because you step down off the top of wherever onto a tread. And so the floor at the top is usually would be your tread. In this one, I put the tread at the top on purpose because already I didn't want to have to step down and have this lowered and be more supported by this. I wanted to be able to join to the deck better, and I wanted to be able to have a good clean finish for the edge so that you're not walking on a step and then stepping on the edge of the decking. It's going to be Ipe, and I don't want to get it warned off here or have to put some kind of metal step protector. So this way you'll just walk out and then the treads are all identical. So that was the thinking in that. All right, there you go. That's a quick one. Oh, so I haven't heard back from Bill in quite a while regarding doing the truss versus rafter video. So I'm pretty sure he's busy. And if nothing happens over this week, I will be doing a solo video on that topic. And I can tell you right now, I'm already biased towards rafters because it takes a better carpenter than just setting trusses and letting the truss guy tell you what to do. And that's where I'm coming from. And I will have positives and negatives about both. And the only real positive I have for a truss is clear span. That's it. Everything else, if I don't have to clear span beyond my ability to get lumber to support that span, then I'm all about hand cut roofs, stick framed, whatever you want to call it. Just way more options. And it'll be the last to have AI take over. I mean, they might be able to figure out trusses because it seems pretty straightforward. But yeah, come on out to a cut up house. Anyways, enjoy the video. SketchUp is really cool. I don't know. I haven't really tried it on the iPad. I see that you can. I don't know about the touch gestures being easy. What I'm doing right now is just pushing down the center mouse button on a 3-button. Yeah, I guess it's a 3-button mouse. It's 2 buttons plus a wheel. Or the 3D mouse from 3D Connection is super amazing. When you watch Aaron or any of those guys actually when they model, look how I can move in. I'm just moving this little control button on the 3D mouse. And if you look right here in the middle, you'll see there's a little focal point. And that thing just generates itself whenever you're moving the mouse around. So I really like this. Now I have seen a couple times where I don't know what caused it, but the model started tumbling forward or rotating sideways, and I wasn't even touching anything, and it's crazy. So that could be my computer, or it could be the hardware, it could be software. You know the deal. Never get target fixated to where you think you know what it is, because then you're only going to look for that. I have no idea what it is. Oh, so this is another thing we're trying. We were going to use those diamond-shaped hurricane clips. And every time you use any of those kind of clips, you end up, especially like the H2.5, where they're just a bent little twist strap, you end up shooting a bunch of nails really close together, and it just destroys the integrity of the wood. So this time, the builder had some of these left over, and I just screwed them in. I think they're going to work really good. And then if not, if the inspector says, hey, that's stupid, I want to see some other kind of fastener, we can always do that. There's room to do that on either side. But everything else on here that you see is pretty much how it's going to go. So there you go. It's going to be beefy too. These stairs are awesome. And the Ipe decking, I've never worked with that before. All right, it's done enough. Enjoy or not. Comment. I love hearing from people that actually know how to frame, because everybody's got their own opinion and everybody thinks that their way is the best. And it's sad, but a lot of framers are absolutely driven by speed, because nobody wants to pay for good framing. So you end up having to really haul ass. And so you end up, in my opinion, sometimes doing hack work, close enough, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's just, I've been fortunate. I've been able to go at a speed where I could actually think about things and try to pick the best course of action. But anyways, there you go. That's another debate we can have someday. Enjoy.